very warm welcome to the session. This is Sweta Roy, your English Master Teacher at Vedantu. Hope everyone is doing amazing. And today we are going to start with the one short revision of the poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. It's a beautiful poem and it's having a very deep symbolic meaning and very deep moral message relevant to the context, relevant to everybody. Okay, relevant to the contemporary um, age as well. I mean, relevant in our lives, right? So let us delve into the poem, guys. First of all, the author, Robert Frost. He is an American author, right? And he is known for his realistic depiction of rural life, and definitely he examines complex social and philosophical themes. So here also we will find a very deep philosophical theme, as I told you, relevant to each one of us. Okay, so when we are doing this poem, The Road Not Taken, we will be looking at this poem at two levels. One is the literal level, the next one is the symbolic level or the metaphorical layer. So we need to delve a bit deep into the poem in order to explore the metaphorical layer. Alright, so guys, if you want to join us for gaining 100% knowledge and 100% marks, you need to just visit the link in the description box and pinned comment, and you can avail the unlimited live classes with fun and high level quizzes, and the a kind of exploration, exposure that you get, because you can compete with the students throughout the world in YouTube sessions. The difference between our platform and YouTube sessions is the fact that we are not able to provide you with live classes always. So the number of live classes are limited in YouTube sessions, so therefore you have to wait for the quiz questions as well. But in our platform, every class, every session is going to have quiz questions, high level quiz questions, and it's going to be a very interactive session. Plus you can avail unlimited live classes. Even the replays that you watch, even there the quiz questions are live, and the leaderboard also appears there. So guys, after every quiz question you will have a fastest fingers list, which will depict your real time performance, giving you the competitive feel that you definitely need when you go forward in future. You will definitely appear for lots of exams, so there you have to take care of the time of your performance. So the training begins from now, and leaderboard is going to show you your overall class rank and earn points. It will help you in analyzing your performance. Plus you can get all the notes, you can download them all after the session, after each and every session, by clicking on the option get notes. All the notes are made available to you, plus all your doubts are going to be solved then and there, guys, because we have a team of class teachers who will be catering to your doubts. So for separate needs, for your individual needs, we have our teams, guys, supporting you, there for you always. So your doubts going to be clarified then and there, plus your assignments that you have at the end of each session. If you solve them, you'll be able to understand how much you have been able to grasp the content. Plus, we also take quality tests. We give you the performance report of those tests, and that's also going to help you a lot in analyzing your strengths, weaknesses, and boosting up your confidence for your upcoming exam. Also, we have continuously trying to fill up all the gaps that can arise in the process of education. So when it comes to the chapter wise courses, our micro courses work wonders. So definitely you can avail the micro courses, that is the chapter wise courses plus crash courses which we have launched. So all these are for free. You do not have to pay anything extra for getting yourselves enrolled in them. So all this at a very low price, guys. You just need to visit the link in the description box and use the coupon code SWREPRO. Okay, SWREPRO. This is for this channel. All right. So this is, guys, the for the session 2022 new session that's going to, I mean, the full academic year 25,919 only, which brings down the price to 10.7 rupees per class, which is really very affordable, guys, right? So it's definitely cheaper than 2 minutes Maggie ka packet, right? So 10.7 per class, full academic year. So yes, we are there with you till the end. All right, guiding you. So just need to visit the link and use the coupon code as WREPRO. Now we will be starting with the line by line explanation of this particular poem, The Road Not Taken. Now let's begin with the very first stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Now yellow wood because of the leaves which are decaying and they are yellow in color. So it's the season of fall, or you can say autumn. Okay. And sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. So the speaker over here is a traveler. Okay, so going to the literal level first and then we'll explore the symbolic level. So he comes to a forest whose leaves have turned yellow and he comes to a forked road. Now the speaker, he is regretting that he could not travel both the roads, right? And sorry I could not travel both. He stands at the fork in the road for a long time. He tries to see where one of the path leads. So he tries to look at the look till where is the road extending till the end of the road, right? As far as he could. Of course, he cannot, stretch beyond that, right? Beyond the particular limit. He cannot see the end of the road, right? So as far as his eyes could go, he was trying to weigh the possibilities, right? So he can't see very far because the forest is dense and also the road is winding. It's not very straight. So if we come down to the metaphorical layer, guys, this is about our life's journey. Okay, this is about our life's journey. In our life, when we travel, we will definitely come across these roads. The forked roads depicts the choices that we have to make. Okay, so we will come across a juncture from where we can only travel, we can only explore one path, so we have to choose between the two. All right, so we cannot, and we also cannot see the end of the road. So if we choose path A in our life's journey, we do not know what lies in path B, and also we cannot see the end of both the paths, right? So definitely we will have to select one by weighing upon the possibilities of both the paths, just as the speaker over here does. Now let's see what he says in the second stanza. Then took the other just as fair. So he saw that the other one is as good as the first. Okay. And perhaps the better claim. So he thought that this had a better claim. This was better than the other, better option. Why? Because it was grassy and wanted wear. Since it is grassy and looks less worn, that means it has not been traveled by many people and therefore it was not worn out. Okay, it was grassy, right? Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. Though now the speaker has actually walked on the second road, he thinks that in reality, both the roads have been more or less equally worn in. So first of all, he thought that when he decides, when he selects one path over the other, he thought the path which he is selecting is grassy. Okay, that is why he chooses that. But when he travels travels a bit, he realizes that both the paths have been worn out equally, right? All right, so this happens in our lives as well. When we when we try to decide for ourselves which path we should take, we choose one because we think that path has more possibilities than the other. Okay, so based upon the possibilities, based upon the qualities that the path had, we choose that path, right? But after traveling, so this is basically talking about our dilemma. So after traveling, after exploring that one particular path which we have chosen because we thought that it had the better claim, we sometimes also think that the next path would also be would the next path might also have been the same. Why didn't I choose the next one? So this happens in our lives, but we only have one choice. All right, that is exactly what the poet is trying to say. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So, reinforcing this statement, he is placing emphasis on this statement, and the speaker recalls both the roads were covered in leaves. Initially, he thought that one road is covered in leaves, and it was grassy. So let me take that path. But after traveling a few steps, after going after going a bit far, what he discovers is both the roads are covered in leaves, which are not black, which have not been turned black, because not many people have stepped on that on both the roads, which means both the roads are equal, right? So we also might feel the same when we take our decision, when we select one path over the other. After exploring that path, we might feel that the second path which we have left, the road not taken, the title of the poem is The Road Not Taken, right? So please note that. So the road which we did not take also had the same possibilities, right? So this is the confusion, this is the dilemma, which is a part of our life, which is a part of our journey, life's journey. So that journey is very, very important. So then he says that I kept the first for another day. He thought that maybe I'll come back and I will be traveling or exploring the next path the other day. But in his subconscious mind, he knows how way leads on to way. So that means one path is going to lead to the other path, right? So that means he cannot return. He doubted, he had doubts whether he could ever come back. So when we have already traveled on one path, it is not possible for us to come back to the next path and explore the one, because one path will lead on to other, one possibility will lead on to other possibilities of that particular path, right? So it's not possible for us to come back and get another chance to start afresh again, because we have already traveled, and we have we have paths, various paths leading on. One path, one way leads on to, so how way leads on to way is important. That means one path we have traveled, that will lead on to other branches, right? So we cannot return again and start afresh, start from zero, and go to the next path which we have left. That is not possible, right? So that is something which is important. And the fourth stanza is the most important of the entire poem. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Now, two important points, guys. One is sigh, and this one made the last line. These two words, this word and this line, has given rise to a lot of interpretation. So this is a poem which is open to multiple interpretations. Okay, this has given rise to a lot of interpretation. So it is kind of open ended, right? So he is imagining himself in distant future. When we select one path, don't we think about the future, 10 years from now, where we will be, okay? And try to recollect what we have selected and how has it made our life different. What would have happened if I had chosen that path which I did not choose, right? This is what we constantly imagine, we constantly try to ponder upon. Similarly, the speaker is also imagining in the distant future the story of making the choice of which road to take. speaking as though looking back. So we look back. Okay, on so right now, let's say if I take my example, I look back at my school days when I was trying to choose between the streams. Okay, so grade 12th when I grade 10th when I was your age, grade 9th 10th when I was your age, I had the options of streams to be selected, and I chose one particular stream. Let's say I chose humanities. So now I get back in my school days and try to imagine, try to weigh down, did I do the right thing? Did I do? Did I make the correct choice of choosing humanities as my stream? What if I had chosen commerce or I had chosen science as my stream? What? How would how would it have impacted my life? How would my life have been different, like it is now? So that is something which every person tries to do. Okay, so speaking as through looking back on his life from future, the speaker states that he or she was faced with a choice between two roads and chose to take the road which was less traveled. So when you travel in a road which is less traveled, which is not frequented by many people, you have to come across many challenges, many obstacles. Obstacles. Oh, क्या लिख रही हूँ मैं? 1 second. Okay, and many hurdles, right, in your life. So what happens is you have to face all these because this is something new which you are trying to explore. So definitely you would have challenges, you would have hurdles, you would have obstacles in your life. So all those obstacles, all those challenges, if you can overcome, if you can face those uh, challenges, obstacles bravely, then you will be making a you will be a different individual. So that has made all the difference. Is the poet is therefore very different from the rest. So he is unique, he is exclusive. So if you want to have that individuality, so therefore this poem is termed as a celebration of, it's studied as a celebration of individuality. You do not give in to the herd mentality, right? So let's say I have selected humanity stream when I was in in your age. It was the common stream which people used to go to was either science or commerce. People, very less people used to select humanities as their stream, but I did select, right? Okay, so that is, of course people have a lot of challenges, even I faced a lot of challenges in that. But definitely people face a lot of challenges, but what happens if you overcome that challenge? That will make you individual, that will make your individuality, right? So you do not give in to the herd mentality. One, but why is this poem ambiguous in nature? Because he is using the word sigh. Okay, now why has he used the word sigh? Again, this can have two interpretation. One is it's a sigh of respite. Thank God I selected this particular road, and that has made my life different from the rest, and I'm happy. Okay, this could be one layer. Second is a sigh of repentance. Oh, I could not travel the second road. I do not know what would have happened if I would have taken that particular path, right? So that is why it has made all the difference. Now, is this difference positive, or is he talking about, or is he regretting? Because the title again is the road not taken. So is he regretting because he could not travel on the second road that would have made some difference in his, some other difference in his life? So that is the other interpretation of this poem. So that is why this last stanza is very, very ambiguous in nature, open to multiple layers of interpretation. All right. So this is something which is important. Now, talking about the vocabulary, guys, these are the word meanings. You can definitely take help. Diverged is separated. Yellow wood is very important for you. Undergrowth is dense growth of plants and bushes. Okay, and not have been used, etc., etc. Okay, so this this is the vocabulary. You can definitely take help from here. Now, guys, there is a surprise for you. Vote for comeback. Now, what is this vote for comeback? Where even kids are going to vote. Just one day to go, guys. Stay tuned and keep an eye on the channel. Okay, now coming to the literary devices. First of all, lots of simile, guys. As keyword to identify simile is as, like, such as, comparison between two things. All right. This is the rhyme scheme. Personification, because it was grassy and wanted where, so road has been personified. Okay, wanted where, so definitely human attributes have been given. Also wanted where we have alliteration. Okay, we have alliteration over here. Wanted where. Okay, also personification because the road has been personified. Wanting something, so of course human attributes. Symbolism, the two roads represent the two or more choices that we have to take in our life. So basically the entire poem is about our life's journey and the choices that we make, whether we regret those choices or we celebrate the choices that we make. That depends on us, right? And the choices that we make. So everything should be very well thought of, right? Of course, we will come across various challenges, obstacles, dilemmas in our life. But what we need to do is we need to focus on our individuality, right? And not think about the common, what other people are doing, right? So this is completely our own choice. Our individuality is going to be reflected, right? Next is anaphora, and has been repeated in the beginning of the lines 2, 3, and 4. So these are the major literary devices in the poem. And now let's talk about the theme of the poem. Now, as I told you that the main theme is that life is full of choices, which is going to define our destiny. So what our future is going to be, that will depend on the choice that we make, right? So the speaker spends a while deliberating when he comes to a forked road, which symbolizes a choice he must make in his life. As I told you, there's a symbolic layer. So what is that symbolic layer all about? The choice in our life. Life is a journey. When we are travelers, we all are travelers, just as the poet is, right? We all are travelers in the journey of our life, right? And just as in while traveling, we come across various roads and we have to choose one. In our journey of life also, we come across various choices. We have to choose one. So he has to make decision, but he will spend the rest of the life haunted by or simply curious about what would have happened if he chose the other path. That is something which is also in our minds. Because we can never explore the other path. Let's say if I have chosen humanities stream, I have already studied grade 11th there. I cannot come back in grade 12th and say that I want to, travel in the commerce stream. That's not possible, right? Because already I have selected humanities, and humanities will give rise to various other branches, various other career options, right? So now I cannot come back and say no, I don't want to go into that career option. So somebody who must have chosen, let's say commerce in grade 11th, and he or she wants to take maybe humanities or science for that matter, so he cannot do that, right? So similarly, but he would definitely be haunted. We all are haunted. Let's say I chose teaching as my career option. Okay, so I did not choose many other options that were available for me. Okay, so then my life would be definitely, I would think, why did I not choose, let's say, becoming anything else, let's say going into the banking sector, or let's say any other occupation. Why I did not choose that, right? So if I would have chosen that career path, what my life, how my life would have looked like. So this is what we always have in our minds, right? The choice that he has made all the difference. Now, whether it is for better or for worse, that is very ambiguous. That we have already explained, because he uses the word sigh, which can mean two things, as I explained already. Now, significance of the title. This is very, very important, because the title is The Road Not Taken. Okay. So the road less traveled if he is celebrating this poem as a celebration of his individuality, not delving into the herd mentality, then why has he used the title as the road not taken? So is he regretting the fact that he did not choose the road which he had left? Okay, so if the title were the road less traveled, the poem would have a stranger focus on non-conformity. That means the path which the others don't take, I have taken that path, and I am happy because my life is different from the rest, and I have my individuality, my own individuality. But the title is not the road less traveled. The title is the road not taken, which can, however, lead on the poem to the meaning of lost opportunities. The road which the speaker did not take. So, is he talking about the opportunities which he had lost, which he did not take? That is something which we need to think about. Now, with that, guys, I hope you've understood the multiple layers of interpretation in this poem. And with that, we would be moving ahead with the multiple choice question. So we need to read this extract. This is from the very first stanza. The question is, at which point had the poet reached? A. The poet is standing at a point where two roads diverged in the yellow wood. B. The poet is standing at the beginning point of the road. C. The poet is standing at the end of the road, or none of the above. Come on, please give me the answers in the chat box. Hurry up. It is A. The poet is standing at a point where two roads diverged in the yellow wood. Why was the traveler feeling sorry? Because he was traveling alone. The poet is feeling sorry because he could not travel both. He's feeling sorry because the path he chose was difficult, or none of the above. Answers please in the chat box. The poet is feeling sorry. He is regretting because he could not travel both. Okay, opposite to met at a point. Opposite is also called antonym. Okay? Antonym of met at a point. Oh, the answer is already given. Sorry for that. Okay, so the answer would be diverged. Alright, guys. And now we come to the 2-mark questions. Let's have the first one. Why will the choice between two roads that seem very much alike make such a big difference in many years later in the life of this poet? So, a choice between two roads that seem very much alike will make a big difference the in the poet's life, since this particular decision, this path opened up many different opportunities. As I told you, how way leads on to way. The decision that he now makes will influence him and the rest of the life, definitely. So whatever decision which you take right now, it's going to influence you for the rest of your life. And you are having varied options. So definitely you would always want to explore the option which you did not. Right. Third question is, 3-mark question, and that has made all the difference. What is your opinion of the difference? Was it for better or worse? We do not know. This is very ambiguous. So that is why we will say that the poet does not clearly say whether the choice made by him was a happy choice or a sad one. If examined the way of the world, we find that individuals who have achieved recognition and fame always eschew the beaten track. Yes. So when we look at history, and when we look at the way of the world, how the people choose their path, and the people who have not taken the beaten track, who have taken something different, who have listened to their own heart while selecting their path, and not seen whether the others are choosing whether the others are going to that particular path which he has selected, they have definitely achieved recognition, they have become distinguished, they have become famous. So definitely the poet traveler, we can on the basis of this we can definitely conclude that if the poet is choosing a less traveled path, he is not taking the beaten track, so he must have been happy. At least he has done something on his own which is a manifestation of his individuality. Okay, and that has made all the difference. Also, somehow connotes the poet's joy, although it is very ambiguous because of the word sigh. Okay, so also please add that. All right, but we can also look at the positive side of the point. Okay, last question for 5 marks. Does the poem The Road Not Taken symbolize or reveals a meaning or aspect of freedom or responsibility? Okay, now the poem reveals the complex nature of a seemingly simple decision. Very, very, very important. Although this decision seems to be very simple, but the poem is very complex. As I told you, the Robert Frost's poem, they explore. I mean, they are about a deep philosophical theme, right? So he's noted for his deep philosophical themes in his poems. So this poem also has a very deep and complex nature. The narrator is conflicted. One by one, his lines are very contradictory. Just in the just in one line, he says that one road has the better claim. In the very next line, he again says both looks the same. So one after the other, he is self-contradicting himself, thereby thereby revealing the complex nature of a very seemingly simple decision. So, although it seems very simple, the poem seems very simple, but actually it is very complex. After some deliberation and the fact that usage had warned them really about the same, he cannot keep wondering, but then doubting if I should ever come back. Right? So again, when he had said that both the paths look same, but he again doubts and says, if I should ever come back, that means he wants to explore the other one as well. He's even trying to convince himself that he has made the best choice when he looks back somewhere ages and ages hence. So after uh, in his future, when he's there in his future, he is trying to recollect his past choices. He wants to convince himself that the choice that he has made is best, and we all do this, right? He is sure that he will be able to say that this is the best choice, and this has made all the difference. That is why the poet is different from the rest, right? The poem highlights the fact that freedom of choice brings with it its own set of responsibility. That is another important point which has been highlighted in this poem. You have the freedom of choice. You have so many ways to explore, but you can explore once, and you have to take the responsibility of exploring that path and not exploring the other one. Okay, so it indicates the futility of overthinking at some situations. Okay, so at some situations we also overthink. What if I had done this? If I had not taken this path, this career option? But this is overthinking, but we all do. This is human nature. If even trivial decisions require so much thought, how can we make life changing decisions? We have to take so many life changing decisions, right? So this choice is for us to make, and this will come with a set of, you have to be responsible. You are responsible for the choice that you make, not any other person. You cannot blame any other person for the choice that you have made, right? So definitely you have the freedom to make your choice, but then it comes with your own responsibility. With that, guys, discuss the anticipation or remorse in Road Not Taken. So you have to talk about the last stanza specifically, because that is about the sigh that I have already explored about. I mean, I have already discussed about the remorse, or the regret that he could not take the other road. Also talk about the title, which I have also talked about. So title, I have made a separate slide for you. So take points from title, take points from the last stanza. You will get your answers. I'm waiting for all your lovely answers in the comment section. So please do not miss out. And guys, thank you so much for watching. We will be ending here. I hope you have understood the entire poem at one shot. And guys, do hit the like button, do share the video amongst your friends, and also subscribe to the channel if you still haven't. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Don't forget to visit the link in the description box and pin comment. Bye bye, everyone. See you in the next session very soon.